Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in once again to Queen Ahmadiyyah TV, More Than Meets the Third Eye. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Don't forget that you can follow me on Instagram at Dr._A Shakur, also on TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. All right, let's see who we have in here. Okay, I see Stoney Jackson, clearly nefarious. Terry Hitton, Princess is here. Mr. Hotel, Timber Dan is in the house. All right, Nessie X. Okay, happy birthday, Terry. All right, Terry Hinton. C Stan is here. Okay, AO Judah. Juju B is in the house. Gail Jones. All right. That Crazy Beach Aries. Nicole Hundia. Okay, shout out to the moderators putting in work. Milo is here. All right, let's get ready to get into it. Let's get ready to get into it. Shout out to everyone in the chat and everyone tuned into the Queen. I see you, Giggles, aka Care Bear. Emma's blessed. All right. So with that all being said, I have a PowerPoint presentation. I'm going to be sharing my screen. Okay. Terry Hinton said, today is your birthday. Happy birthday, beloved. Happy solar return. Okay, so with that all being said, I'm going to share my screen. Hey, Silent D, we're going to be talking about 666. Is that the mark of the beast, or does it stand for melanin? Because that's what many people say. They say it stands for melanin. So let's get into it. I'm going to pull this up. Here we go. The mark of the beast and 666. Okay, now I want you all to pay attention. Make sure you all paying attention. Revelation 13, chapter 13, verses 16 through 18 says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast. For it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. What is the mark of the beast? Satan's mark is mentioned as 666, the number of man, while 777 represents perfection. Man and woman were created on the sixth day. Man labors 6 days only, or at least that's how you're supposed to, according to the Bible, rest on the Sabbath, which is the seventh day, which is Saturday. Now, the sixth commandment is, thou shalt not murder. 6 words are used for man: Adam, Ish, Enosh, Jever, Anthropos, Anar. 666 is the number of the Antichrist. The name of the Antichrist in Greek adds up to 666. And that is purposely because it mocks the Trinity. For everything of God, there's something not of God. For everything good, there's something bad. There's polar opposites. Okay, there's polar opposites. So 777 is an angel number. And 666, remember, the devil always mocks the Most High. Okay. Now, it's not an allegory. I've told you that many of the things in the Bible are allegorical, but some of the things should absolutely be taken literally. This is not an allegory and should be taken literally. This part of the scripture isn't offering an esoteric and mysterious code which requires secret knowledge for you to unlock. The phrase, this calls for wisdom, is echoed later in Revelation 17:9 as well. 144,000 and the 7 seals trumpet judgment. So let's talk about it. And I saw another angel ascending from the east and having the seal of the living God. And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and they were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. Revelation 7, verses 2 through 4. In preparing Israel for redemption, God chooses 12,000 from each of the 12 tribes, a total of 144,000 to be sealed with the seal of God. So pay attention. If there are 144,000 who will be sealed with the seal of God, and their seal is also in their foreheads, then it would make sense that Satan would seal his people in their foreheads, because as I said, the devil is always trying to copy what the Most High does. Now, the mark of the beast cannot be interpreted separately from making sense of the seal, which is put on the foreheads of the 144,000 servants of God in Revelation chapter 7, verse 3. Chapter 14 offers two juxtaposed scenes of the 144,000 who have been sealed, enjoying the presence of God, and the rest of humanity who have the mark of the beast, facing the judgment of God. In other words, the two marks or seals divide humanity completely into two distinct groups: the saved and the judged. You either have the seal of God or the mark of the beast. You cannot have both, and you can't just have neither, but you have to have at least one. So you're either going to have the seal of God or the seal of the beast, which is Satan. Okay, now with that all being said, it said that humanity would be divided up into two different groups. Well, when they started rolling out the venom, people were absolutely divided into two different groups. There was those who had the venom and those who didn't have the venom. And those who were mad because the people that didn't have it didn't get it. And those who were, didn't want to get it because they didn't think it was something that was good. Okay? Do y'all remember this? Just think about it. How it was almost like a war, with those who didn't have it going against those who had it going against those who didn't. They came with violence. Remember how they were talking all that smack? Don Lemon said people shouldn't be able to buy food. Do you all remember that? He literally said people should not be able to buy food. What do they say about the mark of the beast? No man should buy nor sell lest he have the mark. Don Lemon was actually saying that. Over in France, they were not allowing some people to come in and purchase food. Okay, they were not allowing them into certain grocery stores. If you all remember, they were boycotted and picketed outside because the police would not let them go in to shop if they didn't have that venom card. Y'all remember that? I'm not saying that is the mark of the beast, but I'm just saying I think that it could be. Now, according to Sam Storms, this is a scholar, God does not physically mark believers. They are sealed with a spirit which is invisible and internal. Since Satan copies God, he might look for the lack of God's seal and create a similar spiritual mark. Revelation 18 speaks more of a mark of belonging. Some people just want to belong to something. They just want to be a part of something, just to say that they're involved. The mark is a symbolic way of describing the loyalty of the beast followers and his ownership of them. Now, this is a theory. I'm not saying that I agree with this or not. I'm just saying this is what a scholar by the name of Sam Storm seems to think. He doesn't think that the Most High will actually put a physical mark on people, that it's going to be something invisible that we have internally. Okay, that's what I think too. I do think it would be something internal, like people who have their third eye open. If your third eye is open, your pineal gland is activated, and you've reached the Christ within energy or Kundalini, whatever you choose to call it, and it has, touched your optic thalamus. Well, your optic thalamus is in your forehead. Okay, your optic thalamus is in the forehead. And when people become enlightened, or the pineal gland is activated and the third eye opens, all of that happens within your forehead. So pay attention. So if the Most High was going to mark us on the forehead, well, likely you'd be awakened and have your third eye open. That's all I'm saying. Okay. But like I said, that's just my opinion. Okay. Now, I don't agree with every single thing that he says in some of his philosophies, Sam Storms, but I do somewhat agree with that. Okay. So the mark is a symbolic way of describing the loyalty of the beast followers and his ownership of them. Well, that makes sense, because these people who worship Baphomet, Moloch and Baal, they often wear symbolic things to let us know that they're down with it. For example, you see some of these celebrities walking around with Baphomet rings on. You may see them with an outfit where they'll have Baphomets engraved on it. Beyonce had on an outfit one time that the whole outfit looked like Baphomet. Do y'all remember that? So these are some of the things that they'll do to show their allegiance. First, when you write the Greek word, the beast, for beast, which is therion. Now, if you write the Greek word for beast in Hebrew, you arrive at 666, because you know the numbers in Hebrew, they have the words in Hebrew have numerical values. Okay, so therion in Hebrew equates to 666, making it clear that the 666 is the number of the beast. Secondly, when you do the same with angel in Revelation 21, you get the number 144, 144. Now that makes sense, because when they talk about God sealing his people with his mark, and then, which is 777, an angel number, and then getting 12,000 from each of the 12 tribes of Israel, which would equal 144,000. Well, that would make sense, because the number is 144. And if you study numerology, you know that in numerology, you drop the zeros. Okay, so whatever number you have in numerology, you get rid of the zero. So 144,000 would actually equal 144. Some of you think the beast refers to you because carbon is made up of 6 protons, 6 neutrons, and 6 electrons. But you're wrong. You're not the beast. Now, like many substances in the body, the chemical makeup of melanin includes the mixture of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. The melanin chemical formula, and you can see that right here. This is the melanin chemical formula. Okay, carbon is a chemical element, and melanin is a chemical, but not an element. Carbon is an element, melanin is a chemical, not an element. So therefore, melanin is not carbon. You know, people say, oh, well, we're carbon or melanin. They're talking about us in the Bible when they say 666, because melanin is carbon, and carbon has 6 protons, 6 neutrons, electrons. No, melanin and carbon are not the same thing. That's a big mistake. Okay, melanin is carbon based, but it is not carbon. The lie is a subliminal attempt to demonize those drenched in melanin. When they say 666, you know, that represents melanin, and they're talking about us when they're talking about the beast in the Bible. That's just to try to demonize us. Melanin is currently worth $500 a gram. So melanin is worth over $441 a gram more than gold. Carbon is not. Okay, nor has it ever been worth more than gold. 25 grams of carbon is only worth $234. So why would any company or anyone, period, selling melanin, why would they sell melanin for the price, for one price, and sell carbon for almost 50 times less if they were actually the same thing? Okay, that wouldn't even make sense. So they're not the same. In Genesis 1:27, they say, so God created man in his own image, in the image of God. He created him. Male and female, he created them. The first human was named Adam and his wife. Now, then in Genesis 3:20, it says, and Adam called his wife's name Eve, because she was the mother of all living things. And then in Genesis, oh, I'm sorry, I put that in there twice. Let me fix that really quick. Now, why would God make 2 things in his own image and then put the mark of the beast on them? Does that mean that God is the beast? Why would God give us the mark of the beast? Well, because the Most High didn't. So that's why I'm saying that you should know that carbon and melanin are not the same thing, for one, because that theory makes no sense. And also, when they're talking about the beast, they're not talking about us. Now, the most recent common ancestors of all human beings are from Africa. Mitochondrial Eve lived about 200,000 years ago in East Africa. Y chromosomal Adam was a man who lived between 200,000 and 300,000 years ago. God created us in his image, as it says in the Bible, created man in his own image. And science proves the first humans had high levels of melanin in their skin. Chemicals comprise elements. Elements make up chemicals. Elements are the ingredients of chemicals like carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide. Ordinary chemical means cannot break down elements. They cannot break elements down. And melanin is a chemical. For example, water is a chemical. Water is composed of H2O, right? It's a pure chemical because it is homogeneous. It is homogeneous. Pure water is the same. Homogeneous pure water is the same throughout its structure. It is made up of the same molecules, H2O, each having the same combination and structure of atoms, the same ratio of hydrogen to oxygen bonded in the same way. So the chemical composition doesn't change. Now, the difference between chemicals and elements. A chemical is any substance that has a defined composition. So in other words, a chemical is always made up of the same stuff. Some chemicals occur in nature, such as water. Other chemicals are manufactured, such as chlorine, which is, we use that for bleaching fabrics and things and cleaning pools. Now, an element, they also use it to clean the tap water. That's why I don't drink tap water. An element is the simplest known substance. This means it cannot be broken down through a chemical reaction. A chemical reaction causes a substance to change into one or more different substances. An element contains only one atom, so it can't do that. And so that should clear that up for anybody that was thinking that carbon and melanin are the same thing. They're absolutely not. One's a chemical, which is melanin, and carbon is an element. And an element only has one type of atom. The number 666 shows up in many fields of knowledge. It's physics. In physics, it's carbon. In the alphabet, it's the 18th letter. R equals radiation. Chemical symbol for radium is Ra, R-A. R-A equals, in Hebrew, it means evil. And in Egypt, it means sun. Amun-Ra in Egypt, right? But in Hebrew, it means evil. When children try to scare someone, they yell, Ra. How many of you all did that when y'all were kids? Y'all remember we did that when we were kids? We want to scare someone. Why do we say that? Where do we even get that from? Why do we always say Ra when we want to scare someone? Isn't that crazy? But Ra literally means evil, okay? Like a monster or something that a kid would be afraid of. It means evil in Hebrew. So that's likely where that came from. Now, when children try to scare someone, they yell Ra. In chemistry, it's the element argon, which enables all other elements and is called by scholars the glue of the universe. Without argon, nothing can flow or exist. The Earth's axis is orbital inclination around the sun, or its orbital inclination around the sun is 66.6 degrees. There you see the numbers 666 again. The Earth orbits around the sun at 66,600 miles per hour. There again, the number 666. And remember, like I told you, in numerology, you drop the zeros. So 66,600 becomes 666. The Earth's circumference is 600 times 6 times 6 nautical miles. You have 3 sixes again. The speed of sound is 666 knots per second. The force of gravity on Earth is 666 newtons. The curvature of a square mile is 0.666 feet. And in 10 miles, it's 66.6 feet. You see all of these 666s? Okay, I mean, just look at this. In 20 miles, it's 266.6 feet, and so on and so forth. Just look at that. This is not a coincidence. Heliocentric curvature math is based on 666. The Arctic and Antarctic circles are exactly 66.6. Astronaut Peggy Whitson spent 666 days in space. The distance to the moon is 6 times 60 times 666 miles. The diameter of the moon is 6 times 6 times 60. See how much it's used in science? Sunset is divided by 3 degrees. 6 degrees plus 6 degrees plus 6 degrees. Okay? Civil, nautical, and astronomical twilight. From Mercury, the sun is 666 times brighter using the inverse square law. Venus is 464 degrees Celsius or 867 Fahrenheit. The median of these two numbers is 666. Mars is at 1.666 astronomical units from the sun at aphelion. Sex is the original sin. Sex, the original sin. It is the very thing that brought Adam's downfall. No wonder the 144,000 are virgins. Now, Greek letters chi, xi, stigma equals 666. And look at it. It looks like the word sex written backwards. Y'all see that? If you see it up here, I actually had it up here also. It looks just like the word sex. I thought that was interesting. Revelation 13:6. And he doth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he had that mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Okay. Shirlisa says, wow, this is something because I have heard about 666 twice today. Sprint is really talking to me today. Queen, thank you for the lesson. You mean spirit. You meant spirit. Yes, absolutely, beloved. That's called synchronicity. And let me tell you all something interesting. So yesterday, when I was talking to you guys yesterday, and I mentioned the movie Lucy, when I was talking to you about how our bodies are bodies of water, just like an ocean, a river, or a stream, because we're comprised 70% of water, and the earth is covered 70% with water, just like our bodies. When I was talking to you all about that, and I started talking about how much of our brain that we actually use, and I brought up that movie Lucy. As soon as I got off of here, I had not talked about that movie or even thought about that movie for years. As soon as I got off of here, I was on the internet and a clip of that movie Lucy popped up. When things like that happen, pay attention. That's synchronicity. Okay? That's synchronicity. And when you're getting synchronicity, when you're having things that, happen frequently and you experience synchronicity, that's because your consciousness is rising. Okay, my consciousness is already very high, so I experience synchronicity all the time on a regular basis. But if you start noticing these things, just pay attention, because that means your consciousness level is rising. Okay, and if your consciousness level is rising, and you're watching Queen Ahmadiyyah TV, More Than Meets the Third Eye, All I have to say is you're welcome. All right. You're welcome, beloveds. Okay. Stacy said 666 is an angel number. It actually is, because all triple digits are angel numbers. Absolutely. Okay. Gail said Queen is glowing today. Thank you. Okay. So with that all being said, everyone please like and share. You're welcome, Melanin A1, Claudette. Okay, Silent D, you're all welcome. So everyone, please like and share this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. If you haven't purchased a membership, you should consider doing so. We're going to have some good things going on. There's going to be exclusive interviews. There's going to be trivia giveaways. Well, not just giving away things, but I'm going to do some discounts for certain ebooks and things that I'll be selling. And also, we're going to have, we have Q&A sometimes when we have the exclusive interviews. I actually drop the link and let people get on here and ask questions so they can speak to the specialist or whoever the guest is at the time. Okay, you're welcome, Eileen, beloved. So just think about that. There's different perks at every level. So you can purchase memberships for as low as $2.99. You can get them for $6.99, $24.99, or $49.99. And depending on what level of membership you purchase, then you have different perks. Okay. Some of you all get the free ebooks monthly. All right. So with that all being said, I want to thank you all. No one does it like the Queen. Thank you, beloved. And so with that all being said, I'm going to conclude the broadcast. Each one, teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.